Fewer Filipinos expect a joyful holiday season in 2024. The United Nations says it expects less funding in 2025, even as hunger rises globally. And Cardinal David calls on Filipinos to empathize with Palestinians, saying Jesus would have been born in Gaza.
Naghahanap ka pa rin? Shop na sa Lazada para mas sulit tipid araw-araw.
A social weather station survey reveals fewer Filipinos expect a joyful Christmas in 2024 than in 2023. In the survey released on Christmas Eve, only about 65% of respondents said they expect a joyful Christmas this year, lower than last year's 73%. 10% of respondents said it will be sad, which is a 4 percentage point increase from 2023. 26% of them said it will neither be happy nor sad, a 5 percentage point increase from last year. Per location, the highest number of Filipinos expecting a Merry Christmas can be found in Mindanao with 73%, followed by the Visayas with 71%, Balance Luzon at 59%, and Metro Manila at 58%. Asked what they're most grateful for, respondents said they're thankful for good health, their families, and just being alive. The United Nations says in 2025, it will only be able to raise enough funds for about 60% of the 307 million people it predicts will need humanitarian aid. This as the number of starving people rises globally and the wealthy nations' contributions decline. Humanitarian funding mainly comes from the United States, Germany, and the European Commission. They've provided 58% of the $170 billion recorded by the UN in response to crises since 2020. In 2024, UN data reveals it only raised about 46% of the $49.6 billion it sought for humanitarian aid across the globe. The shortfall forced humanitarian agencies to make agonizing decisions, such as slashing rations and cutting the number of beneficiaries. The World Food Programme used to feed 6 million people in Syria, but it cut the number it hoped to help there to about 1 million people due to lack of funds. UN officials see few reasons for optimism at a time of widespread conflict, political unrest, and extreme weather, all factors that stoke famine. Caloocan Bishop Cardinal Pablo Virgilio David on Christmas Eve calls on Filipino Catholics to empathize with Palestinians. In his concluding Simbang Gabi sermon, the Philippines' newest cardinal says if Jesus were born today, it would be in war-torn Gaza. He notes the biblical Israel is very different from the Israel that's been pounding Gaza with airstrikes and ground assaults since October 2023. David says it is no longer an Israel that is disadvantaged, defenseless, and oppressed by the powerful, but an Israel that is aggressive, at an advantage at war, and supported by world powers. In the Vatican, Pope Francis urges Catholics to reflect on Christ's birth as a poor carpenter's son to inspire hope that everyone can make an impact on the world. Francis says, hope calls us to be upset with things that are wrong and to find the courage to change them. And that's today's wrap. I'm Kara Oliver. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.